Hi guys and welcome to another FIFA 23 SBC video. So I believe EA have released the Team of the Year defenders and the goalkeeper, and they have also released this 90 rated flashback Paul Pogba, who on his base stats looks ridiculous, and I want him. I really do, but I don't know if I can fit him into my team, and that's the problem because I'm sure he will not be cheap. But it celebrates his inclusion and flashing back to his FIFA 16 Team of the Year cards. He was still at Juventus at that point before he went to United, of course, now back at Juventus for this season. I think it's a 5 rating increase on his base cards. And I want to say his Team of the Year from FIFA 16 was 93 rated, if I remember. How time goes by so quickly. I don't know if I was doing YouTube at that point or doing FIFA videos. I can't exactly remember, but 5-star skills and 4-star weak foot. I don't know if that's the same as his base card. We will compare him to his base card in a minute. 6'3", great height for a midfielder. I mean, you can use him as a left mid, but you wouldn't use him there because he just doesn't have the pace at all for that position. Could use him as a CDM. Nah, you wouldn't use him as a CDM. I mean, his defending at 80, and don't get me wrong, his heading accuracy and stand tackle are nice. But there's too many areas of concern for a CDM. That defensive awareness at 70. I'm sure this card will not be cheap, so there's no point in doing. Even if you can get a cam star to bump his defensive awareness up to 85 or something like that, or up to 80. I don't even know if there's a cam star that can do that. But even then, 80 or 85 defensive awareness for a CDM, I'd argue is not even that good. So I think he has to be played as a centre mid, and he will be a great centre mid because his defensive stats for a centre mid are perfectly fine, but I wouldn't be using him as a CDM. Even if there's a nice chemistry style, I still wouldn't use him as a CDM, but that's just my personal opinion. Physicality is fantastic. Dribbling, aside from balance and agility, is amazing. But I suppose his agility and balance, even for a centre mid, aren't the worst. I would be bumping up his pace a little bit, but that's fine. His shooting from distance is great. This is a great card. This is a quality card. Certainly as a box-to-box midfielder. As a CDM, he probably could still work there. It's just that defensive awareness just puts me off a little bit. His interceptions aren't really the greatest at the same time. Outside foot shot, flare shot. You know what? It's a shame that you can't use this guy as a cam. I know his agility and balance aren't the greatest, but they can be fixed relatively easy. But that's 70 defensive awareness. That's really low. And I think that's if that defensive awareness was maybe 80 now, I'd be saying, yeah, with the right camera style. But that difference between 80 and 70 is massive. It really is, because I don't think you're going to get that defensive awareness any higher than 80 or 85. So, yeah, that's a bit of a shame there. But, I mean, the rest of his cards is fantastic. I would be applying something to increase his pace and maybe his agility and balance, just to make him that little bit more smooth on the ball. But that is a quality card. But what does he require? I don't think he's that bad. 83 rate with a Team of the Week. Oh, that's a massive jump, isn't it? 86. Do not be at 87. It's an 87 and then an 88 rated. I was just hoping that maybe that second one was going to be, it would maybe go, I don't know, 85, 86, 88, so 83, 85, 86. I thought it might do that instead, but yeah, that's a big jump. How many informs were required? Just the one, and that was in the 83 rated squad, which is good. You'd want the Team of the Week to be required there over any of the other segments. He's there for 30 days. I think it's a good card. I really do. And do you know what? I think it's worth it. The only problem, I look at my team here. I can't play him as a cam. Would I put him ahead of a Zidane or a Vieira? I wouldn't put him ahead of Zidane. People will argue that he's going to be a better centre mid than Zidane. Fair enough. But I sacrificed nearly all my club to do Zidane, so I'm going to play Zidane. I'm not all of a sudden just going to push him aside because a flashback Paul Pogba came out. And then this Vieira I packed, and I want to have fun using him in the team for a long, sustained period of time. So for me, as much as I like him, he just doesn't get a look into the team at all. It's as simple as that. But obviously for a lot of other people, he's going to be a great option to be able to go for. And yeah, he had that other 85 rated card. Was he 5-star, 4-star as well? Yeah, so they kept the same skill moves and weak foot. What about player traits? Yeah, so they haven't changed anything like that. So in terms of the increase, it's 6 shooting, only 4 passing, 5 dribbling. Nice increase on the defending and on the pace and physicality as well. But I feel like they've been a little bit stingy on the passing. I would like to have seen his passing maybe go to 90 or 91. But, I mean, on the whole, it's a really well-balanced card. And I think even for the 4 segments, he's probably worth it. I mean, for me, if I didn't have a Vieira or a Zidane in the team, I'd be doing him. I would be doing him. But because I've committed so much to certainly doing that Zidane, and there are the defenders and the goalkeepers as well. But since I committed so much to doing Zidane, I feel like to get my value for money out of Zidane, I've got to keep playing him. And he's a great card, Zidane. And then Vieira as well at the same time is also a great card. Let's compare Vieira quickly with Paul Pogba, because these are 2 great centre-mid cards. And I was very lucky to be able to pack that Vieira card as well. I couldn't believe it when I got him in a, was it an icon pack? I think it must have been a guaranteed mid-icon pack or something like that. I can't exactly remember now. So where is the Paul Pogba card? So I don't know how much his SBC will come out at, but let's see how much a tradable Vieira goes for. 1 million coins. Now he's got better pace, way worse shooting, way worse passing, and dribbling, has got more defending, less physical. Pogba's the better cards. In terms of, face stats, he's comfortably the better card, I think you'd say. But there's a reason why Vieira goes for so much as what he does, is that he plays better than... I mean, his card stats are good, but he plays ridiculously well in game. I don't know how this Pogba will feel. I don't know if he will play as good to what his stats show to be. But from what I can see, there's no reason why this card should be playing bad in game. If anything, I mean, I still really want him, to be honest. The only problem is obviously for chemistry reasons, and I'm not going to all of a sudden start switching my whole team into a full Serie A setup or a full French team. I just don't want to do that. I want to try and keep it as Premier League as much as possible, with a few icons here and there as well. But I think for those people that are running those French teams, that are running those hybrid Serie A teams or whatever, I think he's great. I really, really do. He gets a great link to Theo Hernandez as well. Is it Theo or is it Luis Hernandez? I can't remember. I think it's Theo Hernandez, isn't it? So I guess if you pack Theo Hernandez, you may as well go and do the Paul Pogba card as well based on that. So I think it's a really, really good card. Personally, I've been playing as a centre mid, but I mean, I won't be personally doing him, but that's not to say he's a bad card or bad value for money. I think he's good value for money. And I think he's a great card, in particular as a centre midfielder. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later.